Fifth jhana. How many ones we have? Fifth jhana. Here's the 3, this is the 12, 15, 15 and 8. 23. It's very, right? So this chart is very important. Now, we already know about the Sotapaddi mega person, and so on, the stream enterer, and so on. All this person, just look at the page 26. Page 26. Okay. Here's removal of factors by different markers. It's the first marker. When you attain the first state of enlightenment, you will remove what factor here? Sense desire. See? Sense desire. So later on we will study as chapter 7. We have 10 factors, Removes the sense sphere factors. By what? Just strong sense desire, right? Strong desire. It's not the eliminated R. Just the strong. The subtle one still have. You should understand like that, right? Just strong sense desire and strong ill will. They just remove this strong sense desire and ill will. It's strong here, what means the bottom, you can see it's the bottom. Strong enough to lead to the woeful state. Because no sense desire, no ill will to lead to the woeful state. This Sotapaddi Magga, the first Magga, remove these two factors. And here all is what I mean all? Self-illusion. This self-illusion, he removed all. Nothing remain. All, he removed self-illusion. Self-illusion, you know that, right? The wrong you. And all adherence to habit and practices. This is the wrong rites and ceremonies, something like that, In those days, the time of the Buddha, some they practice meditation, what we call self-modification, right? Or they practice so hard. If the cold season, you go to the river, Ginga, it's very cold. But the thing is, we go to the river as cold season, their defilements go away, or they can control their defilement, and some they sleep on the thorn, to make their bodies suffer, and then they don't have to think about anything. They think that, it's the modification, self-modification, and also they practice like this cow, like this dog, naked, right? Like the animal. They think this practice way can gain enlightenment. After they die, you can go to heaven. So they believe that this is wrong view, right? They practice it naked, and they eat. They don't have to use spoon, plate, put in their hand, and we put in front of them, just act like the dog lifestyle, the car and eat on the floor. They call her adherence to habit and practice. This is the wrong practice, wrongful rights. But for Sotapatti, this first Sotapatti Magga, this eradicate all these factors. This means, and all doubt. You don't know doubt about the Buddha doctrine, the Buddha disciple. This person gains implicit confidence in the Buddha and Dhamma Sangha. Because no doubt about his practice, because he gained enlightenment by himself, So, how many ones see this Sotapatti Magga can remove all three, right? Self-illusion and adherence to habit and practices and doubt, three factors. But for the sense fear and ill will, just remove the strong one, the subtle ones still remain. So, why we have to practice the meditation here? Or most people, why you practice meditation? What is your purpose? What is the result? Or many ones that they are interested about it, So now we know that. Who are practicing meditation, who gain this, the first Magga, realize the Nibbana, first time, we call stream enterer. Now who enters stream that lead to the Nibbana, and he eliminates three factors. He has to reborn again mostly 7 times, 7 existences, at the most. Maybe just only next one life, he will enter Nibbana, but at most 7 times. Maybe one life, maybe or 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 at most. No 8 existent for him. And then he enters Nibbana, become Arhat. That's the result of practicing meditation. This is number 1, right? We have to reborn again at most 7 times, 7 existences. And that person gains complete confidence in the Buddha doctrine and Buddha disciple. And will not reborn as the woeful state, as the hell being, animal, and ghost, to close the door of this woeful state. Whatever you have done previous lives, many lives, previous lives, that's your unwholesome, this action, evil action. If you give the result, maybe you still have the, chance to go to the hell. But after you get enlightenment, no more. All this karma, or this strong karma, is gone. And your 5 precepts is because this person would never violate any of the 5 precepts anymore. 5 precepts, right? If someone say, we would like, when you go to hospital, the doctor said, so we have to kill some small animal and take their blood for you, and then you will, we can cure your disease, something like that. Otherwise you die. You don't want to do that. Even I die, I let my body, I die. I don't want to kill anyone. Because of me, I would like anyone to die. You don't. So our doctor said you have to drink some wine, some alcohol, just 1 spoon for your disease. You will not take that. You will not take that. Because the 5 pieces, the 5th one is the alcohol, right? You don't drink it. So if sometimes when someone says, go to the court as my witness, please say that you don't know that. Say you don't know, something like that, But you don't say, you don't talk lie. Even to give you $1 million right away as a witness, wrong witness, so you don't say lie. Right? 5 precepts, already know that, right? No killing, no stealing, no commit sexual misconduct, no lies, not drink alcohol. Just 5. Who are against enlightenment will not violate precept. Is there a little? It's not stream Android anymore. Very easy to to know that. Even I practiced meditation long time. How about start wine or beer? Just little. It's not stream Android. This the virtue of the Sotapanna, stream Android. So the first Magga, we already know that. Now, this person practice meditation again, gain second Magga. This second Magga, Sagragami Magga, right? To gain enlightenment, second time. And then, what? He removed gross, sense sphere, and evil. What means gross here? Look at the bottom, gross. Not strong enough as above, but some was gross. It's not strong, it's not so strong, right? Just gross. Because the first Sotapanna Magga removes the strong sense desire and evil. Just the second Magga, just the remains the sense sphere, evil, and factor. The second Magga is made in this the gross factor removes this gross factor. It's not at all. Still happy, This means by attenuating two factors, may only weaken. This factor may weaken. You still have a sense desire. Maybe you look at show, maybe something you're happy about that. Maybe you listen to a song, you're still happy about that sometimes, Maybe you can get angry too, irritable, and not so strong, So can only weaken that desire, sense desire and evil. What you can remove all? Nothing, right? Nothing. For the second jhana, of second Magga. For the third Magga, Anagami Magga, right? To get enlightenment, third term, he will remove the subtle sense desire and evil. See? subtle sense desire evil. This means who become non-returner, they have sense desire. Sometimes maybe they attach to their jhana, or attached to the plane, Brahma plane. Maybe they feel, oh, if we die, we will go reborn as the Brahma plane, form sphere realm. This is attached to this plane too, because subtle sense desire, subtle ill will, they can remove that. Right? Subtle him is weakened and gross here. See, right? So, for the anagami or non-returner, they don't marry anymore. Even they still have wife, husband, after they gain this third enlightenment, they will not stay together. Why? Subtle sense desire, they remove subtle sense desire. They don't have desire about that. No ill will, they don't get angry anymore. No angry for, you have to know that. Non-returner, when we get enlightenment, the third state of enlightenment, about sense object, about form, about the visible object, about sound, odors, taste, touching, don't have any desire about that. No ill will, no dominasa, right? Ill is dominasa. No ill will. And what they eradicated here, dosa, right? Dosa, ill will, no ill will anymore. But, and so non-returner completely discuss the two factors, right? Sense sphere and ill will. After that, that person will be reborn as the pure aborts. How many planes have pure abort? 5, right? 5. So that's the anagami non-returner can reborn on the pure aborts, the 5th plane. No someone else. And then he practiced meditation again and gained the 4th state enlightenment, become arahantship. This is the 4th magga. This 4th magga, what he eradicated here. All rupa raga is the greed for the fine material. Right? For the third maggas they have that, but for Arahant, no greed for the fine material, and all greed for immaterial. Immaterial has been formless sphere. Right? Fine materials mean form sphere. Immaterials mean formless sphere. And all conceit, all restlessness. Right? Attraction, right? And all ignorance. Arahant is meant all 10 factors eradicate it all.
On the first, second, and third night, from the sixth fetter to the 10th, that blank, is that because it's very, very strong?
Yes, the strong is mean just strong is the factors to have strong enough to lead to the woeful state, because strong factors. That's for the magga, the first magga can remove the strong, start sense desire and ill will. This means.
No, I mean from number 6 to 10, that this is blank down here. Is that
6, 10, where's that?
Greed for fine material, greed for...
Oh yes, because
blank
only because no, this means the first mega cannot eradicate. That's why we don't put anything here. Just who become arhan can eradicate it all. That's why we make it blank. So now we already knows the factor. So we have to know this factor is mental state, right? Mental state. This mental state associated with the consciousness. Now we go to consciousness. What consciousness can have here? Now we go to look at here. This agusala, unwholesome consciousness 12, right? For ordinary whirling person, can we have agusala or? Absolutely. Right? Lobha, dosa, the domanasa and moha, right? This the lobha mula chitta, so that's attachment, right? We have that dosa, so that ill will, moha, so that is delusion. For ordinary person we have that. And here again, for ahiduka, rootless consciousness 18. The first, this column, look at here. This the result of unwholesome consciousness, right? 7, right? The eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, here receiving consciousness, here investigating consciousness. For ordinary person, get all, right? All. And for kusala vipaka here, rootless, wholesome, resultant consciousness 8, right? This 8 also, we get it, right? For ordinary person, here, eye conscious, ear conscious, nose consciousness, we have good object, desirable object. All this consciousness arise, so you can get all. Look at the functional consciousness here. In Ahiduka, functional consciousness have 3, right? It's 3. Number 1, 5 sense, 5 standor, adverting, have that, we have that, we get it, right? And second, mind or adverting consciousness, we get it. Here's for the 5 sense, here's for the mind object, it's for the 5 sense object, This smile producing, not for us, for what? For whom? Arhan and Buddha and Arhan. So for ordinary person, ahiduka citta, among ahiduka citta, except smile producing, all can arise, right? Okay. Here, go to Kama Vichara, Sobhana. Just beautiful sense sphere consciousness here, 8, right? When we do meritoriously, one kind of 8 can arise for us, right? And do as here, resultant consciousness 8, right? This 8 also can arise. And for the functional consciousness, this for what? For the Buddha and Arhat. See? Functional consciousness 8. So, if you don't gain jhana, don't need to look at here. You don't get it, right? You know jhana. If you don't gain enlightenment, you don't get this consciousness. So, how many 1 week possible for us? Just little it. Yeah? See here, 12, unwholesome 12, and here Ahiduga, ruler consciousness 17, right? Except this smile producing 17 and 12. How many? 29. Okay, 29. Here's the beautiful wholesome consciousness 8. 29 and 8. 37 and 37 and this resultant consciousness 8. 45. See? 45. This 45. This mostly, here, sense sphere consciousness, how many one we have? 54. For ordinary person, 45. Just opposite. Easy to remember, right? 54, 45, right? So, for stream enter, okay. For a stream enter, unwholesome consciousness, among unwholesome consciousness 12, they already eradicates the Dithikada Sambayutta with wrong view here 4, right?
And Vichikicca, doubt consciousness 1.
4, just remain how many?
7.
Akusala, unwholesome consciousness, and here the same. And ruleless consciousness except samaya producing 17 and beautiful wholesome consciousness 8. Here resultant consciousness 8. Sotapaddi Magga, Citta part consciousness 1, Phala 1.
Altogether 42.
The 4 Sagaragami, 1 returner. The same, right? Because nothing special, he can eradicate it all. Just instead of Sotapaddi Magga and Phala Citta, what do you get? Sagaragami Magga, Citta, and Sagaragami Phala Citta. The number is the same, right? Same. The difference is the Magga, Sagaragami Magga and Phala. Okay. Now it comes to Anagami, non-returner. Non-returner here, you see. Non-returner, since the Lobha Citta still have that, still have, or it's attached to this Rupa Arupa, right? This fine material and immaterial sphere. So, dosa, no dosa, domanasa for non-returner. Completely discard this dosa, no dosa. Okay. When no dosa, this Dithikada, this will wrong you 4, and dosa 2.
Vichikicca, doubt consciousness 1. So just remains 5 akusala unwholesome consciousness.
Amongst the ruleless consciousness, except smile producing 17 and wholesome consciousness, beautiful wholesome consciousness 8, 23 and 8, beautiful wholesome consciousness 8, substance consciousness 8, Anagami Magga Citta and Anagami Phala Citta 2.
Altogether 40.
And then now we go to for Arahant. For Arahant, how about unwholesome consciousness for Arahant? Or eradicated? No, not being remain, right? For Arahant, no unwholesome consciousness. And look at the ruleless consciousness, 18, for Arahant. How about, pardon? No. Look at here. This the resultant consciousness. This the unwholesome, the resultant consciousness, right? Even the Arahant, what he have done to past, he had a response in this life. Maybe he don't want to say, he don't want to hear. He have to. Result, So he can experience all this unwholesome resultant consciousness 7 and wholesome resultant consciousness 8 and functional consciousness 3. For Arahant, get all. You see? Ruleless consciousness 18 for Arahant can arise all, right? Okay. How about wholesome consciousness? No wholesome, no unwholesome consciousness for Arahant. Right? Even they do some meritorious deed, at that moment, his mind is not wholesome. We call functional consciousness, kiriya. It's not produced, to become, have a result in the future. So, no wholesome consciousness, but resultant consciousness 8, they have that. Functional consciousness 8, they have that. So, here, ruleless consciousness 18, and resultant consciousness 8, functional consciousness 8, 16 and 18. 34, okay, 34. So, Arhata Magga Citta, Arhata Phala Citta 2. So for Arahant, no unwholesome, no wholesome. Just they have a resultant and functional consciousness for Arahant. Now we study about for Arahant in our human world. For the blissful sense sphere.
Who are not gain any jhanas.
Now I would like to review all these things. It's very important. I would like you to write down here and keep this card with you all the time. And that's very easy. For the remember, all these things, the technique also I will give you today. Very easy. It's not so hard. Look at here. Agusala Citta, unwholesome consciousness 12. What's number 1? Please say together. Somanasa Sahagata Didhigata Sambayutta Asankharika. You have to know right away. Is that in Pali or in English? Briefly in English, it's the with pleasure, with wrong view, unprompted. So, after you understand this one, the first one, second one was different. The last prompted. Okay. The third one is very different one with the first one. Didhigata, we say again, this is for the third one. Somanasa Sahagata Didhigata Vipayutta Asankharika, with pleasure, without wrong view, unprompted, right? The fourth one is the prompted. So, if I cycle like this, it means this somanasa, pleasurable feeling, 4, right? So, 3 means the ubekha, number 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the same with 1 to 4. What's the difference? Yeah, ubekha. Here, the 1 to 4 is the pleasurable feeling, and 5 to 8 is the ubekha, indifferent feeling, right? So, because say it's the one time here, number fifth consciousness. Ubekha sahagata ditti gata sambayutta asankharika. So the meaning is the with indifferent, with wrong view, unprompted, right? The sixth one is prompted. It's the seventh one, and 8 is the without wrong view. So if you know this one, the remaining 7 ones, you already know. You have to know that. So here you go to Domanasa. Domanasa sahagata patiga sambayutta asankharika. In English, with displeasure, with with ill will, unprompted. Second one, prompted, right? So dosa. And go to the moha chitta too. Here's ubekha sagata vichikicca sambayutta. So here ahagata ubekha sagata udacha sambayutta. Right? So how many somanasa here? Very easy to see it. If no spot in the middle, inside, in center here, is somanasa. All these somanasa, you know how many somanasa we have. This ubeka, how many we have, you know, that you by yourself. So, yes, this I cycle this one. All this somanasa, right? This one is the ubeka, it has the, ubeka. Okay, here, ubeka, right? Ubeka, eye consciousness, right? Ubekha sahagata jakhu vinyana, right? Here sota vinyana, khana vinyana, chingwa vinyana, kaya vinyana. This is not ubekha. Tikka is the painful feeling, right? Tukha sagata kaya vinyana. This painful feeling. This is ubekha, this is ubekha. So you have to know. If I say this one, what's the name of this one? Close with painful consciousness. Yeah, somebody chana, receiving consciousness. Here, investigating consciousness, right? So, for the resultant of the wholesome consciousness here, have 8, right? Among 8, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the ubekha. Here, happiness, right? Happiness regarding about the body, because sukha, sagata, kaya, vinyana. Here's ubekha. Here you have somanasa, here 1. Right? This investigating consciousness accompanied by the pleasurable feeling, right? Okay. So you have to know that. Here, functional consciousness, pancha dwara vijana, mano dwara vijana. Here, smile producing consciousness. Here is the 5 sense or adverting consciousness. Here, mind or adverting consciousness. So when we study at chapter 4, we will understand it, so clear for that. Here unwholesome consciousness 12. This the rule of consciousness 18. Look at here. Even we have 24 beautiful sense sphere consciousness. If you remember only one, all the remains the 23 very easy. Right? Because this wholesome consciousness, same as the Lobha Mula Chitta 8. Same, right? You see? Same. Here, instead of Ditthigata Sambayutta, we put Jnana Sambayutta. Here, this is the wrong view. Jnana Samyutta is it? This knowledge. That's it. So, wholesome consciousness here 8. Right? Here's resultant consciousness 8. The name is the same. Right? Functional consciousness 8. they all the same. So when you understand number one, you understand all. How many somanas, how many ubekha, we know that. And go again here, Rupavachara here. Rupavachara, 15, right? Form sphere conscious 15. Here, if you remember only one, the remains the 14, you know that. You know that right away. Here, look at here. The first jhana, wholesome consciousness, right? The first jhana, wholesome consciousness, together with Vidaga, Vichara, Pidi, Sukha, Ekagata. For the first jhana. For the second jhana, eliminate one, right? No Vidaga, right? So we start Vichara, Pidi, Sukha. You see, very easy. Just eliminate one. For the third jhana, no Vidaga, no Vichara, right? Start from Pidi, Sukha, Ekagata. For the fourth jhana, just only two factors, Sukha, Ekagata. For the fifth jhana, Ubekha, Ekagata. See? If you remember this first jhana, that remains the second, third, fourth, fifth. Easy. After you remember the wholesome, this form sphere consciousness, how about resultant? The same. Functional consciousness, the same. Right? Same. So try to remember here. Understand in Bali, or together with Daga in English, you already know that. Initial application, sustained application, or joy, or rapture, and happiness, one-pointedness. 5 factors. Here, second jhana have 4 factors. The third jhana, 3 factors. The fourth jhana, 2 factors. The fifth jhana, 2 factors. Right? So, I know that. And again, here, Arubhavachara, formless sphere consciousness, 12 also, when you remember the wholesome consciousness 4, the remains resultant and functional consciousness, the same. Right? Here, number 1, we read together again here. Akasa Nancha Yarana. This is a wholesome consciousness, right? And number second one, Vinyananja Yarana. The third one, Akinsanya Nasanyarana. The fourth one, Neva Sanya Nasanya Yarana Kusala Chitta. You have 4, right? 4. This wholesome consciousness 4. Or in English also, we already know that, right? So for the resultant consciousness of 4, for the functional consciousness also 4. That's why we have formless sphere consciousness 12. Try to remember this wholesome consciousness. And here, for the Magga, Chitta 4, the Sotabadi, Magga, Chitta, Sagaragami, Magga, Chitta, Anagami, Magga, Chitta, Arhata, Magga, Chitta. Right? For here, Sotabadi, Phala, Chitta, Sagaragami, Phala, Chitta, Anagami, Phala, Chitta, Arhata, Magga, Phala, Chitta, Arhata, Phala, Chitta. The 4. For accompanied with jhana, because the first jhana, this supramundane first Sotabadi jhana is accompanied with, together with Vidaga, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata. Right? So, after you remember Rupavachara, you have 5 factors. He also have 5 factors too, first jhana. But the last one we call Rupa Chitta. Here we call Sotabadi Magga Chitta. Right? So try to remember 1. We got Vidaga, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata, Sahitang, Sotabadi, Pathama. See? Pathama is the first. And Duriya Chana is Tadiya, is Chaduta, is Panchama. So, any question? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I explain to you. Here, for Kamauchara Chitta, we have sense sphere consciousness 54, right? 54, this unwholesome consciousness here 12. I spread here for unwholesome consciousness. For here, right here, rootless consciousness 18. 18 is this. Here you can write like this too. To be understand here is the first column, there's 2 column, 3 column, 4 column. This number is column, right? This here, the 2 column, 3 column, the 4th column, this first column, second column, third column is the rootless consciousness. Right? Less consciousness. And here, Kamauchara Sobana. If we call Kamauchara Chitta, this is all 54. We call Kamauchara Chitta. If we use the Sobana here, beautiful should be, it's not beautiful. Unwholesome is not beautiful consciousness, right? It's ugly consciousness. So that's why Sobana was the here, wholesome consciousness A, resultant consciousness A, and functional consciousness A, together 24. This is a beautiful sense sphere consciousness. So from unwholesome consciousness, rootless consciousness, and beautiful sense sphere consciousness, all of this consciousness together, 54, because sense sphere consciousness is one group, right? One group, that's why I spread this there. And then here, Rubhavachara, form sphere consciousness, we have 15, and Arubhavachara, this formless sphere consciousness, 12, together is called Mahagata, or sublime consciousness, 27. This Kamauchara sense sphere consciousness 54 and Mahagata consciousness, or this Mahagata consciousness 27, plus together, we have 81, they call mundane consciousness or Lokiya consciousness. And for briefly, for supramundane consciousness, here only 8. Broadly, we have 40, right? 40 for supramundane consciousness. This is the mundane consciousness and supramundane consciousness together, 121 type of consciousness. This is for chapter 1. We finished it today. So next week we have to study about mental state 52. That we already know, about that. So for today, I think it's enough. Yes.
So each one of these with the 3, this is.
Oh, this is for this three columns.
This is the resultant, and this is the functional. This is the
wholesome.
And then this is the
resultant. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 3, right?
Yes.
What's the first part?
Yes, the wholesome, Rubhavachara, wholesome consciousness. Just the resultant and functional. Yes. The first one. Here we not do that. It's the Magga Chitta, right? First jhana, second jhana. So we have to. Okay, good question. Okay, good question. Yeah. Here's a wholesome consciousness. We can call it 20 Magga. We call wholesome consciousness. Lokutara, wholesome consciousness. 20. This wholesome. This resultant. Yes, good question, right? Supramundane, wholesome consciousness, 20. Supramundane, resultant consciousness, 20. No functional consciousness. So, this good question. Why we don't have the functional consciousness? Look at page 24. Okay, look at page 24. Right? 24. There is no functional consciousness in supramundane consciousness. Why? Because the part consciousness occurs only once. You see, occurs only once. If it occurs many, many times, maybe we have the functional consciousness. But yes, because part consciousness occurs only once. That's why no functional consciousness in supramundane consciousness. Right? You just have the wholesome consciousness 20, resultant consciousness 20. We can call it wholesome, we can call it magga. Magga and wholesome the same. And vipaka or phala or resultant the same.
So this is the wholesome and this is
Oh
the
yeah,
result.
yeah, right. Good question. Thank you for reminding me. So, if it's going to occur more than once, it would be possible to say that there is the functional consciousness, is supramundane consciousness. But the part consciousness does not occur again in those who have reached any of the four stages of enlightenment. Because here, why it occur one time? Here, look at that, The first reason is just as the lightning can destroy a tree by hitting it only once. This for simile, right? This part consciousness can accomplish its function. What is his function? Its function. The total eradication of mental defilement. Just one time. That is the Sota Parimagga. Just eradicates what's mental defilement. What? Wrong view and doubt, right? Right away, it's the one time. Just one time. Just by occurring once, so that there would be nothing for it to accomplish even if it was to occur again. This is the first reason. The second reason is the Magga Citta is the object is Nibbana, right? Nibbana is very peaceful, supreme bliss. But for Magga to reach to this supreme bliss, not necessary to occur again, because here, living happily in this life, there is the full attainment to undertake that job, to enjoy, observe this the blissful, supreme bliss, Nibbana. This is the full attainment here. After Soda Pariphala arise, right? This Soda Pariphala can, just attain, can enjoy the bliss, the supreme bliss. If we stay with Phala attainment, many hours, many days, you can do that. So Magga is not necessary to arise, right? So this fruit attainments, the Phala Citta undertakes for this job. Therefore, there can be no functional consciousness in supramundane consciousness in any way. This is the reason. So no functional consciousness. That's why now we get the unwholesome consciousness. How many one? 12, right? Unwholesome. How about the resultant consciousness? How many one we have there? Resultant consciousness here amongst the ruler's consciousness, 15 is here beautiful wholesome resultant consciousness. Beautiful resultant consciousness, 8, right? 8 and 15, 23. This Rubhavachara resultant consciousness, 5. And then 28, Arupa resultant consciousness, 4. 32, right? 32. Briefly, supramundane resultant, 4. Altogether? 36. Resultant consciousness, 36. briefly. And broadly, so 22, and here, resolve them question as 20. 20 and 32. Broadly, 52, right? How many functional consciousness we have here? Rule of consciousness 3, this and the Kamajara, this functional consciousness 8, 11, right? 11, here's the subline, functional consciousness 5 and 4, 9, and this 11, 20, just 20. No in Subramanian, right? So just unwholesome consciousness, 12, wholesome consciousness, here 8, here 5, here 4, and the 8, it's 17, right? 17 is the Magga is the wholesome conscious 4, right? 17 and plus 4, 21. So 21 is the wholesome consciousness, 21. And how about the resultant consciousness? How many one we have there? Resultant consciousness here amongst the ruleless consciousness, 15 is the here beautiful wholesome resultant consciousness, beautiful resultant consciousness, 8, right? 8 and 15, 23. This Rubhavajara resultant consciousness, 5. And then 28, Arupa, resultant consciousness 4, 32, right? 32. Briefly, Subramanian resultant 4. Altogether? 36. Resultant consciousness 36. Briefly. And broadly, so 22, and here, resultant consciousness 20. 20 and 32, 52, right? Briefly, 36, broadly, 52, right? How many functional consciousness we have here? Ruleless consciousness 3, this and the Kamajara, this functional consciousness 8, 11, right? 11, here's a subline, functional consciousness 5 and 4, 9, and this 11, 20, just 20. No in Subramanian, right? So just unwholesome consciousness 12, wholesome consciousness 21, resultant consciousness 36, functional consciousness 20, all together 89. And unwholesome consciousness 12, wholesome consciousness broadly, how many one we have? Here's the 17, right? Here 17 and here 20, this wholesome. 20 and 17, 37, 37. How many resultant consciousness we have broadly? Here in mundane consciousness, we have resultant consciousness, 32, 32 plus 20. 52. Functional consciousness just remain the same, 20. Altogether, 121 type of consciousness. Okay, right? Okay. May all of you practicing meditation and gain one kind of enlightenment here in this very life. Okay, thank you. Sadhu, sadhu.